President, members of the Senate, this bill establishes special judicial procedures for veterans, members of the military, and other people. Estimates range between 20 and as many as 40% of the servicemen and women who are coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. Many times these folks fall into drug and alcohol abuse. Sometimes they commit crimes. What we need to do is help these folks and not just lock them up. My legislation would allow localities, if they wish, to establish special judicial procedures that emphasize treatment options as an alternative to incarceration. The legislation is one of the top priorities of the Joint Leadership Council, and I renew my motion, Mr. President, that the bill pass.
Thank you, Senator. Question is, shall the bill pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 2.
Ayes 37, noes 2. The bill passes.
Senate Bill 1180, a bill to amend the Code of Virginia by adding a section number 19.2-268.3 relating to the taking and use of testimony by deposition in a criminal trial.
Senator from Western Fairfax, Senator Marsden.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the bill pass and speak to the bill.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill involves pretrial depositions. The bill is limited in scope and only applies to criminal felony trials. When a potential witness is likely to be unavailable for trial due to impending death, this bill allows a deposition to be taken so their testimony may be used in court. This bill will ensure justice is served and that the pending unavailability of a witness does not prevent important and relevant information from entering the jury's consideration. Depositions under this bill will be conducted in the same manner as they would in a trial. They will be presided over by the judge who will be presiding at the trial, and both parties will have the opportunity to examine the witness just as if it were court testimony. A video recording will be taken of the deposition and will be presented in court as if it were any other live testimony. There are no additional costs to the judicial system, as costs are to be paid by the party requesting the deposition. That's either the defense or the Commonwealth. The bill makes no changes to the Virginia Rules of Evidence. It simply defines such depositions as an acceptable form of testimony, and it's supported by the Virginia Criminal Justice Conference, criminal defense lawyers, the Virginia Trial Lawyers Association, and the Commonwealth attorneys, and I would renew my motion to pass the bill.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the bill pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 38, noes 1.
Ayes 38, noes 1. The bill passes.
Senate Bill 1341, a bill to amend and reenact 9.1-138 and so forth of the Code of Virginia relating to the Department of Professional and Occupational Regulation, Board for Contractors, Regulation of Locksmith Services.
Madam James City Councilman Norman.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem. I was just looking for you, sir. Mr. President, I would respectfully move that Senate Bill 1341 pass, and speaking to that motion, sir.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this Senate Bill 1341 deals with a very narrow area of locksmith. This past year, a number of small locksmith operators from around Virginia met with myself and a couple of delegates, indicating that they felt it would be more appropriate for them, like other contractors, to be moved under the State Board of Contractors, which, of course, the oversight of the State Board of Contractors is the Department of Occupational and Regulations, or DPOR. On it, when the bill was presented before committee, there were a number of amendments that were offered by the Department of Professional and Occupational Regulation, which included reducing the size of the representation of locksmith on the contractors board. There was concern about making sure that there would not be an adverse fiscal impact. Consequently, an amendment was adopted which basically has put the financial responsibility on the locksmith who are licensed to cover the cost of reviewing their licensure. Consequently, any fiscal impact was removed. There are those who had a contrary opinion and felt that the locksmith should remain under the Department of Criminal Justice Services. I will say that while I am respectful of that the overwhelming number of locksmiths that contacted me before the session, and more importantly, those that have contacted me since the bill was introduced and during the course of the session, feel it is a more appropriate venue to have them under DPOR, where many of the rest of them, the other occupations, are regulated. So I would respectfully ask that the bill pass.
Question is, shall Senate Bill 1341 pass? All in favor of the passage of the bill will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. All the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? If any senator desire to change their votes, the clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes